Hi guys, it's Jazz1122 here, and I'm here for the reading for the Aries out there for February 18th through February 24th. I would like to thank all of you who have taken the time to view my channel, as well as a big thank you to those who have subscribed. I appreciate every one of you. Also, as well as a disclaimer, just also realize that if this reading does not apply to you, it may apply to someone else that could use this message. So, without further ado, let's get right into it and let's see what the universe has to say for the Aries for February 18th through February 24th. We will be officially going into Pisces season this week, so I feel everyone's going to start to feel the depths of their emotion. You know, Pisces is all about unconditional love. Also, be careful not to be trapped in illusions during this time as well, because Pisces is ruled by Neptune. And just as much as dreams and imaginations are great, just make sure that, you stay grounded during these times as well. And also because Saturn is in Cap, and he'll make sure of that anyway. So let's see why. Let's see why. Let's see what's going on with you guys for February 18th through February 24th. We have Judgment. So I feel this week the universe is asking you guys to review the path that you have gone this far. I feel there's something in your life that the universe wants you to review. It could be the people you're around. It could be the job that you're at. It could be the work environment. But I feel it's something that needs your attention, because as you see, we have this big angel here, and it's blowing the long horn and it stops everything. So I feel like this week you could have an experience that is a judgment moment to help you realize your path or where you're going. And like I said, it is Pisces season as well starting this week. So I feel that you should be reviewing where you're going, especially during these times, and make sure you're not being deceived. So let's see. We have the Page of Swords. So this week also as well, like I said, because it's Pisces season, so also people may be in a bit of a mood to talk and share how they feel. So I feel that you or someone could be wanting to communicate. I feel that also, or you could be gathering information as well, vice versa. Also with the Page of Swords, it doesn't always mean communication. It could mean someone's trying to gather information. Like, have you ever been in a scenario where you don't want to ask the question outright, so you ask like a mutual friend, like just something casual, like, oh, hey, how's Bob been doing? Without like being too, you ain't gonna ask Bob. Maybe you don't want to seem like you're trying to improve on their life, but it's an example of that, where someone is asking about like what you've been up to, how you've been type of energy. This is what I feel from that Page of Swords. Also, it could be someone spying on you this week as well. Like checking out your Instagram, checking out Facebook to get clues as well. But if they can't find nothing, I'm sure they're going to probably ask you to meet your friend. So we have a flipper. Let's see what else we have here. We have the Four of Pentacles reversed. So I feel the universe message with this is, Aries, that you're holding on too tight to something and it's time for you to let go. Maybe that's why the Judgment is here, actually, because the Judgment is here with the Four of Pentacles. So as you see upright, it's kind of a greedy kind of energy. It's kind of, you get like it's mine. Like, he got the pentacles on his feet. He got the pentacle on his head. He got the pentacle in his arms. I'm really looking at this card. It's kind of funny. But it's kind of like, look how serious he looks. He's like, you're not getting any of what's mine. So I feel like there's something in your life that you're holding on too tightly to, and the universe wants you to review that. To bring it to your attention. So that could be the judgment moment where actually someone could communicate something to you to make you realize that you've been holding too tightly onto a situation. Maybe you've been overly optimistic about a situation, and someone communicates that it's not going to work out that way, and that could be a judgment moment to help you review and possibly let go of that plan that you originally was going to go with. So let's see. We have the Page of Pentacles. So also here we have someone wanting, so it could also be, if it's not the other scenario I like to say multiple scenarios because it could be many people watching, so it's infinite amounts, so I just name a few. So I feel like also with the Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, someone is watching you, or you're watching someone else, and they want to actually give you an offer. And with the pages, I look at it as planting a seed as well. It's kind of like the young, immature stages, but I feel like when we start anything, we're at the Page of Swords or the Page of Pentacles. I feel like that's all part of the process, and then we mature, we turn into the kings and the queens, you know. So I feel like this is a new opportunity here, or someone wants to communicate a new opportunity. But I'm going to go into clarifiers to really get what's going on exactly. So I'm just going to do a couple shuffles of these cards as well. Okay, so let's see why the Judgment card is here. We have the Ten of Wands. And we have the Two of Cups reversed. So with the Judgment, like I was saying, you could be holding on to a situation too tightly. And it shows here of why you need to review it, because it's burdening you and it's a disharmony between you and someone else. I feel that you may be stubborn to let someone go. And even though you know the relationship isn't going the way that you feel it should, it's like a stubbornness, you know. And with Aries, you know, they're very passionate people. So they tend to think more with passion. And I would say, as a fire sign, because I'm a Sagittarius too, I have done this. So I've been in this spot before where I was very, very passionate about someone and loved them very much. And like when I love someone, I love them from like the depths of my soul. Like I don't play with that. And even though there were situations that I actually was the Ten of Wands in, because I was doing eventually all of the work. So maybe that's what the universe is helping you to realize this week, is that you may care about this person, yes, but if they're causing you all this stress and letting you just stress on top of that, what if you feel you can't talk to this person, for example, and they're supposed to be your partner? So it's a sense of disharmony, but it's kind of a stubbornness, I feel, because it's it's like the passion keeping you together, but the emotions are in a rocky place. You could be having, the only thing that could be keeping some of your relationships together, I'm just going to keep it honest, is probably physical relations. This is what I feel from this. And I feel that's probably why the universe is trying to throw the flag on this. Like, hey, like, you guys are just used to each other at this point. You both know you're miserable, but neither one of you want to start over and start fresh. So it could be why the Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, the universe could bring someone to actually give you an offer so you can let go of this. Or I feel like once you let go of this situation and review, take some time, don't, not dating right away, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it could be the seeds. Like, let's say if you get out of a relationship this week finally because it's burning you, and as time go passes, let's say someone says, hey, how you been, you know, or they know you from school or from work and they conversate with you. They may, with the Page of Pentacles, just want to like take you out to like maybe a movie or a dinner, something light, you know, like kind of starting with friendship and at the same time kind of heal, you know. And that's what I feel from this type of energy, is the universe may be trying to give you what you're asking for, but it can't bring in what you're asking for because you're holding on to something that's really burdening you and a lot of disharmony. So let's see why the Page of Swords is here. We have the Nine of Cups. And we have the Eight of Cups. So like I was saying, once you walk away from this situation, walk away from this harmony, you will receive communication of something that makes you happy. Like, for perfect example, I have the perfect scenario for this. I've been with my current boyfriend for about 3 years and some months. And before I dated him, I was with someone that, you know, I was on my own a lot, you know. And it was a first relationship where it taught me independence. I just want to give a brief, you know, background of that relationship. But either way, I was on my own a lot, especially because they were Aquarius. You know, Aquariuses, they don't really like to They're not into really the lovey-dovey type of thing. And I'm a fire sign. I love passion. So as you you see how that kind of worked. So with that, after I took some time and got away from the situation that caused me stress, with the 10 of wands, because that's what it started to feel like. I kept holding on because I really, really cared, but it was still a lot of disharmony when it came to emotions and connecting. So once I actually walked away, I actually had communication from someone. Actually, I met my boyfriend at my job. Ironically, it was about 3 weeks from when he messed, like, from when we broke up, me and my old boyfriend. And then that's when the guy from work messaged me, and it was like a wish contentment, because it was like when I finally walked away from like what I perceived to be was love, and it was me kind of holding the relationship together. I'm not gonna lie, and when you're in that predicament, you just have to choose yourself. So I feel like once you leave this situation behind, you will be quite surprised how fast you could actually manifest someone that actually wants to be a part in your life, and actually could be a wish contentment that you didn't realize. Is basically what I'm trying to say. But before all that can happen, if this is you, always take time to make sure that you heal yourself first, because if you move on so fast, you would drag all that toxicity into a new relationship, and that's what you don't want. So let's see why the Four of Pentacles is reversed. We have the Hangman. Ironically, the Hangman is Pisces season. And we have the three, excuse me, and we have the Three of Pentacles. So I feel like this ties into what I'm saying, because the Hangman is someone who stays in the position to get enlightened. So I feel like this person was put in your life for a reason, to help you learn some things about yourself. But now I'm feeling that it's time to let this person go. And I feel like the universe is saying, hey, Aries, it's time to work back on yourself. I know you feel passionate about this person, but now it's time to face the reality of the situation, that this isn't what it is anymore. And it's time to let go of that and focus and just work it on yourself, like I said. And it's time to make that decision, because you can't stay in Hangman for too long, because it's either you make the decision or the universe is going to make it for you. So I feel like this is the universe letting you decide this. But it's still going to be done anyway. See, that's what we got to learn about the universe. We still have contracts that we came here to do. That's like our life purpose and things like that. Especially in the times that we are living in, I feel like the universe is not as lenient as, I feel like the consequences are way more harsher, because they're trying to help us get out of our lower natures and get into like our higher energies, because we live on the 3D planet, which is greed, sex, lust, all of everything. And the universe, tries to help us get out of that, and help us see that these things aren't actually good for us as we thought that they were. So too much of a thing is a bad thing. It really is. And I feel like the universe saying, hey, because this one, the Three of Pentacles, this guy's working by himself. So I feel like the universe wants you to do some more inner work after this situation, to really reflect on what happened. What did you learn? What did this person teach you? And it's time to make a move, because you've been in Hangman about this position for some time. So let's see why the Page of Pentacles is here. Had a flipper. We have the High Priestess. And the Strength. So I feel like after this process, make sure to take time to get in touch with your intuition. And of course, you guys always have the strength, and the universe is here to help you through this situation. Once you make the move to make better move for yourself, the universe is going to have everything already situated for you. But I feel the universe is wanting to say, from future reference, make sure you trust your intuition, to make sure to check out the people that give you offers from this point forward. Just so now that you're more aware of self, you're more aware of the people that can try to deceive you. Because especially in times like this, everything is not what it looks like. It's really not. It's so above, so below. So I feel like the things that go on in our physical reality is just a representation of what goes on in the higher realms that we aren't nowhere near physically, but spiritually we always are, you know? Well, sometimes we get knocked off track because we tend to fall into the depths of our souls, and not everybody does make it out. It takes a really strong person to honestly want to push forward, and it's easier said than done. So I feel that everybody moves at their own process and everything happens for a reason. But I feel with this opportunity is here for you to realize what you really want in life, Aries. And this doesn't just have to be a relationship. This could be a job, right? Let's say you're in a toxic work environment and you're just staying there for the money. Times like that is not going to work anymore, because two things can't exist in the same space. Like, what I mean by that is, you can't want a new job, but you're not putting in no applications. Or if a new job came, it's like you have that fear, and you're like, well, what if this happens, and what if that happens, and what if I don't make enough, and this and this and that and that. So you just make the decision to stay. So, like, this is how I feel about the situation. And I hope you Aries out there have a wonderful week. Bye, guys.